Long ago, there lived a king. And this king, one night, he had a dream. And in the morning, he called all of the important people of the land, and he said, I have had a dream. Tell me the meaning of my dream. And they asked, and he said, last night, I dreamt that there was a fox hanging dead from the roof of my palace. What does it mean? And he looked at all the people and asked them, what does it mean? You don't know? Nobody could answer his question. He said, I must know the answer. What is the meaning of this dream? Send all of the people of the land. They must come, and someone must have the answer. Now, on the other side of the land, there lived a man, and his name was Ivan. And Ivan was not a rich man, he was a peasant. And Ivan was called to come to the capital, to the king's palace. And he set off from his home and he walked up into the mountains. But he thought, I know nothing of dreams. And when he came to the top of the mountain, he came between the rocks, and there, suddenly in front of him, there was a snake. I will help you, said the snake, if you will give me half of what the king gives to you. Well, at first, Ivan was afraid. But he said, very well, I promise, I will give you half of what the king gives to me. But tell me, the king's dream means that there is lying in the land. Well, Ivan went on, and he went down the mountain, and he came to the capital, and he came to the palace of the king. And there he was introduced to the king. Oh, my king, I have the answer. The fox hanging from the roof of the palace means that there is lying in your land. And the king heard this, and he said, it is so. Here, Ivan, I give you a bag of gold. And Ivan took that gold, and he left the palace, and he walked up the mountain. And he was happy, for he had so much gold. But as he went to the top of the mountain, he thought, if I meet the snake, I will have to share my gold. But I want the gold for myself. The snake did not go to the king. And he changed direction, and he went through the mountains on a different route. And he came to his home, and there he lived, a rich man. But some time passed, and one night the king had a dream. And in the king's dream, he saw a sword hanging from the roof of the palace. And in the morning he wanted to know the meaning, and he called all of the people, the important people of the land. Tell me, what does it mean? A sword hanging from the roof of my palace.
I don't know.
What do you think is the meaning?
A sword.
A sword?
Sword. Dangerous.
Something dangerous. What could it mean?
So,
someone will kill me.
You will be killed.
She will be killed. Well, nobody could answer. And the king said, ask for Ivan.
Oh, yeah.
So far across the land, they found Ivan. And Ivan was a rich man, and he didn't want to go, but he must. And he left his home, and he set off towards the mountains, and he thought, I know nothing of dreams. But as he came to the top of the mountain, he thought, there's only one who can help me. And he came to the top of the mountain, and there he met the snake. You lied to me, said the snake. You did not share your gold. Oh, please, said Ivan, forgive me, but help me to solve the problem. I must know what the king's dream means. What does it mean, the sword hanging from the roof of the palace? I will tell you, said the snake, if you will give half of what the king gives to you, to me. I promise, said Ivan. And the snake spoke. the sword hanging from the roof of the palace means that there will be violence in the land. Well, Ivan thanked the snake, and he left the mountain, and he came down from the mountain, and he came to the city. And there he came to the king's palace. And he appeared before the king. Ivan, welcome, welcome. Tell me the meaning of my dream. And Ivan said, oh, my king, the meaning of the dream of the sword hanging from the roof is that there is violence in your land. Yes, said the king, so it is. And Ivan, I give to you a bag of gold. Yeah. And Ivan took the gold and he went away. And he went towards the mountains. And as he went towards the mountains, he thought about this gold. And when he came to the top of the mountain, suddenly in front of him was the snake. And the snake said, give half of your gold to me. But Ivan took his knife and he went at the snake. I will give nothing to you. And he attacked the snake, but the snake was too quick. And Ivan cut the tail of the snake off. But the snake escaped between the rocks. And Ivan went with his gold. And now he was very rich. And he lived very well. But one night, the king had a dream. And in his dream, he saw a sheep hanging dead from the roof of his palace. And in the morning, he called all of the important people. Tell me, what does it mean, a sheep hanging from the roof of my palace?
We don't know.
No ideas?
Yeah.
No?
Nothing? Oh, you fools! I thought you should help me to give me good advice.
Will be.
The sheep is back to his country, his land will be development.
I think my land will be stronger and develop.
Yeah,
Maybe the king's land will be a cold winter.
There'll be a cold winter
Yeah.
because of the wool on the sheep.
Yeah.
And the others lost the dream. His land had violence, and this sheep is used to escape from this land.
To escape from the land.
Escape
Okay.
from this land.
Any other ideas? Send for Ivan. And far across the land, the messengers came from the king, and they found Ivan. And Ivan was living in a very big house, and he had a fine coat, and he did not want to go. But he could not refuse. He must. And he left his home, and he went towards the mountains. And he thought, I know nothing of dreams. And he came up to the top of the mountain. There is only one who can help me. The snake. Oh, snake! Snake, come to me. There was nothing. Oh, snake, forgive me. Come to me. Help me. And finally, from between the rocks came the snake. You lied to me, said the snake. You cut off my tail. You gave me nothing. Why should I help you? Oh, please, snake, I will give you all I have. And the snake said, you promise? I promise. Half of what the king gives to you? Very well, said Ivan. The meaning of the dream. The sheep hanging from the roof of the palace means that there is a time of giving in the land. Well, Ivan went down from the mountain, and finally he came to the palace, and he was invited in, and the king welcomed Ivan and gave him a kiss on each cheek. Ivan, you are my friend, you are welcome. Now tell me the meaning of my dream. And Ivan said, the sheep hanging from the roof of the palace means that it is a time of giving. Ivan, so it is. Here, Ivan, take this, a great bag of gold. And the bag of gold was heavier than before. And Ivan took the gold and he thanked the king and he walked away and he came to the top of the mountain. Snake, snake, come to me. And the snake came. What did they say to each other? Snake, Ivan. Snake, Ivan. Snake, Ivan. He's got a different ending.
You promise you will give me your whole money and whole gold.
Yeah, I said that, but I won't save all money for me. So.
Okay, so does Ivan kill the snake? Does the snake kill Ivan? Or does Ivan give half of the gold to the snake? What do you think is the end? Would you like to hear the end of the story?
I think the king killed Ivan.
You think the king will kill Ivan? Listen to the end of the story. Snake, snake, come to me, called Ivan. And the snake came. And Ivan said, here is the gold that the king gave to me. And now I give the gold to you. And the snake said, Ivan, when you came the first time, it was a time of lying. And you lied to me. But what could you do when you are many in the land and the wind blows on every man? You are one of many. When you came a second time, it was a time of violence, and you were violent to me. You wanted to kill me. But what else could you do? For it was a time of violence in the land, and the wind of violence blew over every man. Now you come, and it is a time of giving, and you want to give me all your gold. What else can you do, Ivan? For this is a time of giving. And the same wind of giving blows over every man. Ivan, I am a snake. I do not need your gold. Take it. And Ivan took the gold and he walked to his home. And he was a rich man. But did he keep all the gold for himself?
No.
He shared his gold with all of those people who were poor.
It's a sin.